Pats-Eagles game turned into a fantastic game, especially for how it started, Brad. We were watching it at the Ravens game as we were walking out. Started off with that pick six, and we're thinking, well, the route's going to be on in Philly or in New England.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised, to go back and check the second half of that game, what the score actually was. By the time I looked at it, it was 25-20. And I texted you this too. Towards the end of the game, I was like, man, Philly almost blew this game. And it was kind of crazy. You really thought it was 16-0 going in the first quarter. New England comes back and makes it a game again. But man, that first 8 minutes or so really looked like it was going to go the Eagles' way. And Pats looked like they were going to really have a really tough day. But if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm definitely encouraged. Mac Jones threw way too much, but he had to get himself out of a hole. Ezekiel Elliott is going to be Zeke. I think that it's just so Bill Belichick. It's just, you never know who the running back's going to be. There isn't one clear bell cow. But
I will say this: Stevenson down the stretch, Zeke's going to continue to be there. But Stevenson, what makes him and why I drafted him in fantasy is his ability to catch the ball. And he had a stomach bug going into it. Stevenson still is going to lead that backfield. He had 12 carries compared to Zeke's 7. But Stevenson had 6 grabs for 64 yards. Yes, catch-up mode, but Stevenson is that younger, can kind of do it all back for them.
Yeah.
To your point, Mac Jones throwing 54 times. I think anybody's quarterback throwing 54 times is not ideal at all. But I will say this, Kendrick Bourne is a name you need to watch out for the Patriots. He had a tremendous game, 6 catches, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. And on Tom Brady Day in New England, Mac Jones almost pulled an improbable comeback out of his ass, and they almost pulled it off. And the next thing you know is coming to town for New England on Sunday Night Football next week, the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
So there's going to be another great game that's going to be there. And the Patriots, though, if you're a fan, you got to be encouraged. And Bill O'Brien's offense, it looks like Mac Jones is comfortable. And that's a very tough defense that they played.
Yeah. Well, Super Bowl defense. And Mac Jones actually has an offensive coordinator this year. So that's a plus.
Yeah, that's a whole, and that was, for all the things, that was one of those you're going to scratch your head and still wonder. But Mac Jones, if Pats fan, you got to feel comfortable with what you saw, and you got to be encouraged. And now you're going to welcome a very, very tough Miami team that's riding high.
Yeah.
And no one schemes trying to take out a best team's weapon better over time than Bill Belichick. And he's probably going to try to draw something up to stop Tyreek, and that's
he finds your best player.
Said than done.
Finds your best player and takes him out of the game. If he's able to do that against Tyreek, it's going to be a tough day for the Dolphins.
Oh, no doubt.